Help me understand that, Trustee House. Why did you take that out?
Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'm not going to do much talking, but we will be checking out some footage of Tiffany Henyard and Jason Keltz. In this clip, you can see they go way back when they were trustees. It seems like they had a friendly relationship, though I'm not sure I'd call it friendly exactly. It might be more of an acquaintance vibe. You can see her saying, "Hey, you forget about me?" as Jason comes in, greeting everyone with hugs. But if you pay attention to his body language, it looks like he might not have been too eager to hug her. Body language really tells a lot, right? But that's not what we're focusing on today. What we're diving into is the times when Jason challenged Tiffany about the bills.
Now, let me tell y'all something. Have y'all ever emailed Tiffany? Because, she has never, since she's been the mayor, responded herself to an email. She didn't even have access because she said she don't like responding to emails.
That I sent to the board. Whether you pick up or not, that's really at your discretion. What I'm asking, though, is moving forward. We all used to talk. Everyone has each other's number. If y'all have a problem with something or something's not being done correctly as it relates to staff here at the Village of Dolton, please call me. I've said this at several meetings. I'm saying it again. Call my phone so we can get it rectified, so we don't have to sit here at a board meeting and go back and forth over who said what, who ain't do what email came through. I, too, was a trustee. And with that being said, I've always gotten the information, so why would I not give it to you guys now? So, Chris, you find the answer to my question?
Not yet. I gotta see where I don't have access to the billing from here. So when I get to, I can look into it and get you an answer.
So you don't know why y'all charge us $28,000, and is that for just 1 month or several months? Do you know that at least?
I know that it's for work that we've done for you guys over the last month and a half, but I don't have the invoice in front of me, and I don't have access to the invoices from my computer.
Okay, well, look, I think you need to come here more equipped, because I'm going to always have questions about this warrant list, and you never have an answer. That's direction. Any other questions or concerns?
I thought Chris was going to elaborate on that because I want to make sure that I'm completely understanding, because I'm here, which is also why I prefer the email, so that way there is documented communication. I'm not here to lie on anybody else, not only the mayor, Chris, anybody. The first couple of times that I had these concerns, I spoke about them privately, but I mean, trying to email it was documented, and I would love for Chris to kind of tell me, am I crazy when we spoke, or what?
Okay, so Chris told you that I said you couldn't have it? Is that what you're stating now, or what are you stating?
Yes.
I didn't get the question.
Yes.
Okay.
The main thing in talking about our previous board meeting, the board meetings are conducted, or should be conducted, with Robert's Rules of Order. And during the last meeting, and I'm saying this by way of explanation, because I do think that walking out was extreme, but at the same time, the meeting was not being conducted through Robert's Rules of Order. There's proper motions and seconds. Everybody gets the opportunity to speak, just as the residents deserve an opportunity to speak. In our previous meeting, there was a motion and second to suspend the rules, efforts made by other board members to make comments and make statements, and none of that was honored, not by the administration. Well, we sought guidance from the attorney. The attorney was unable to intervene in any way. So my thinking is, if nobody else can talk, why are we up here? We're supposed to be here as a representation to watch the money and make sure things are moving forward. On a lighter note, or some good news, because over the last 5 years I've been on this board, one of the biggest complaints has been the board meetings, the way they're conducted, and making sure that we have something that resembles the community, something that resembles decency. At every meeting we come and there's not decency, there's not order, I do my best to not engage in that stuff. And I still will continue to refrain from the name calling and things like that. However, on a good note for residents, I brought my popcorn today, so I will not be leaving this meeting. Thank you.
All right, anyone else?
These are the things that we have to go through as a board just to make a comment. And I understand the residents' frustration, so I want to make sure that the residents understand when you're making your comments and you're coming up here, we so get the dictatorship that's being imposed here. The mayor wants to continue to try to pretend that the community is being served and residents being heard. We had about 15 residents that came up here. I didn't know any of them. and all of them said, do not let this be the worst administration that you've ever seen. Then you turn around and get an hour and a half of a dialogue, which we're going to hear another one after this because the mayor didn't get her way. But at the end of the day, we don't come here. I want to thank all the residents that do that. I get the phone calls and the prayers from that say, how do you stay calm? And I guess I got to make noise in order to get heard up in this house because it's outrageous. My response to all the clapback, all the videos and everything else she does is I'm just going to say this right now, Mayor, and I really hope you just learn to grow up. Please. The community deserves to be represented better than that with these videos, all of this TikTok dance and everything else. Everything that I said, I have a document that's backed it up. I haven't come out of nowhere with it. We are still sitting in a deficit. We have no finance reports that have been given in the last 7 months. We have not completed an audit since this administration came in. And then they want to talk about they know where the money is. Every time we sit here and we say and we come to pull bills off the list, it's because we don't have the money. 1 minute they come in and say, I got grants, I got funding. The minute I say, please pay the people in public works the money that they're overdue and they're owed. Oh, we ain't got money like that. This is not smoke and mirrors. If you got the money, pay the people. I said pay it in one check. It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. So we're going to see another cloud of smoke and some other digital deflection and everything else. But I'm going to say this again. Please grow up, represent this village with dignity. This meeting would not be this long if you learned just to summarize your points and move on. But we're not going to get that. So we'll be here for 4 hours. But if you'll notice, if we clock this time, we're going to be here for 4 hours. 3 hours, 37 minutes, and 26 seconds is going to be the mayor philanthropic. Then she wants to say, my work speaks for itself. And then show you a video of everything that she claims speaks for itself. And then my comments.
Okay, so let me clear it up.
5 items that I'm suggesting removal of. So I will not be voting on this as it's presented, but I would like to make an amended motion if this motion is unsuccessful. Thank you.
Okay, so we're under discussion right now. So if you want to put those on record, that way people can clear up whatever it is that you got, and then maybe you change your mind.
Okay, these items have already actually been discussed with Trustee Stan Brown and some other board members. So we've had discussion, and I'm still not in favor. I want to make the amended motion, and at the time I make the amended motion, I will read them into record.
Trustee, so we will know. You could tell us what they are. So what are the 5 items that you want to remove?
Mayor, I will tell you when I make the amended motion.
Trustee, if you don't put on record, we're going to call the roll. Simple as that. Call the roll, clerk. Call the roll. And then you make your motion the way you want, because you don't run the show. I ask you to tell us what they are so we can get some clarity to it so the public will know. But you want to have it your way. So call the roll. Okay, and what's the reason that you don't want to pay the prosecutor?
My reason for all of these items is I requested the invoices for these for review on Friday, and I did not receive the invoice until 5 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm just seeking time to review them, and assuming that everything looks compliant, then we'll resubmit it for payment.
Yeah, everything's compliant. We never done anything wrong that you can't pay bills. But when would you be guys paying these bills? I guess that's my next question. So once you review them, hold on 1 minute, Trustee Steve. When would you pay the bills?
It will come up on the next warrant list.
Okay, so you're gonna wait a whole month out before you pay the bills that you're taking out?
I would say my ask would be that we get the invoices a little bit more timely. I did not receive the warrant list until Friday, and I requested this information shortly thereafter. I did not receive the invoices until 5 o'clock, which is an hour and a half before this meeting. Therefore, I did not have the opportunity to review this information. So had this information been provided earlier.
Number 2, why you just not sending us a package at 4:46? I got that today. So that's my other issue. So we didn't even have time to digest what it is you're stating here. But yeah, y'all throw it in front of us and get upset when we go against what you're saying, but we don't even know because we didn't read it. You just sent it to us. So why? We talked about all this. We're supposed to get better, but y'all study doing the same thing.
But my ask would be that we get the invoices and the information a little bit more timely, so that way we can move forward with the information in hand.
Okay, what's the next invoice?
It was Pekarsky and Sons, $11,700.
So what's the reason for Pekarsky? Is it the same reason for not getting an invoice?
Same
Okay,
reason
so
for all items.
okay, so let's back up because I see where this is going. Pekarsky and Sons, you guys all know that we have an EPA issue here in town. So we made an agreement with Pekarsky. They're the ones taking the mulch and everything that's over there to their yard. And their agreement was that we paid them their invoices. So whenever they do any work, we supposed to continue to pay them. Because the problem in the past was we wasn't paying them. So you saying you want to stop that process as well?
Mayor, I'm saying the same thing I said 3 minutes ago.
Okay, right. But I'm asking.
Review the invoice, and then at that time, I would recommend moving forward.
Okay. But do you understand what I'm asking or why I'm saying why you're removing it? If we got a deal with someone, we're supposed to still continue to pay them.
I definitely heard your statement, Mayor.
Okay, go ahead. What's the next one? All the way in October, y'all had the opportunity to ask questions, right? Here we are, and we got 2 warrant lists on here. So are you telling me today that the people not gonna continue to get their roofs and windows done before the weather break, trustee?
Well, my motion stands, so if the board would like to make amendments, they are
No,
free to
I'm
do so.
asking you. I'm asking you. Are you not going to allow the seniors and veterans that's on hold right now to get their windows and roofs completed before the weather breaks, trustee? Because these vendors pay for shingles, pay for tarps, pay for windows, already ordered because they knew they was getting paid. So are you telling me you're not gonna put that or amend that back into this?
Mayor, the motion stands.
Y'all remember that. So Jason House don't care. Hold on, trustee. Do not care that you guys are completed, that you guys get what's owed to you because we already started the process. And residents, please stand up. Please say something. Please get to that podium and you let them know how you feel. Because you tell me all the time, but now y'all tell them. Because I've asked, I plead, and nothing's happened. Nothing's happened. It's like they want us to just be at gridlock. They don't want nothing to move. And I get it. You want your attorney paid. And I keep telling you, guys should pay him for that wasteful spending that you guys created going back and forth to court. That's what you guys should do. But pay the people their money because they actually doing the services for the residents. All those trees that y'all just got cut down, all that concrete y'all just got poured came from all the vendors he just took out of the warrant list. So what are you upset about, trustee? He can't give no answer. He want to keep saying it stands. Why? Just tell them why you do not want to approve them vendors when they got the services done. Trustee.
Mayor, I have, just to restate, I have 2.9 million reasons. That's my reason. Thank you, Mayor.
Trustee, that's not a valid reason.
Thank you. I'll be brief with my comments, but I will say something that served me many years has been anytime somebody speaks that fast, watch your wallet. And that's what's going on here now. There's a lot of comments, a lot of statements that are being kind of hurled out there to defend something that when there was a media reporter there asking for a stance, and there was no stance given to that same reporter. This is not information that the board made up and provided. That information was given out. Residents, I will say again, this deficit is real. We have troubles. Watch your wallet when people are talking that fast. That concludes my comments. And line 1-12-563, reducing from $30,000 in trainings to $10,000. $10,000 in training.
Okay.
That's my motion.
Y'all don't want to get educated. Okay, got it. Is there a second for Trustee House's motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, so there's a motion and second. So now we're going to open the floor for any discussion. So Trustee House, can you break down each item that you are adjusting?
Overall summary of request for reductions is cost savings to the village.
Trustee House, as I was stating, the items that you're proposing, I was just asking each trustee their reason for why they want to cut. So if you can give me your reasons for why you want to cut the items.
I'm sorry, my original statement was overall was cost savings to the village.
So that's why you want to reduce each item?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Holmes, I spoke to almost every trustee that's related to the budget We had a budget meeting last Monday, and if anybody want to cut, adjust, your time was then, not the day of passing. That way everybody would have been on one accord, and we could have got through whatever the disagreements are for cutting the budget items.
West Side tractor sales, $17,850.62, and page 16, White Coat Pool Solutions, $9,816. My motion is to approve the bills with the following items removed.
Second. All right. Is there a second? Second. Okay. So it's been motion and second. And residents, this is my prime example of why things don't move in our village and why vendors be upset with people not paying. He might as well just didn't pay any of the bills. He done called off the whole bills list. And for the record, I keep telling them, if they learn what it is they should be doing, which is our authority is what, Trustee House? You putting out $200 and $100 and something dollars. You don't have authority to remove stuff like that. If my authority is $5,000, his authority $20,000, $25,000, whichever the number is. How you pulling out the smallest little bills, $100 something dollars? That's just you being petty. And then residents, remember we had that explosion here in the village of Dolton when the water tank blew up? He took that out. How does it get fixed? All I can do is just point out the things that I keep telling y'all. So if you don't have water, that's why our reservoir is our water sick. We have to fix that. That's number one. Number two, we put a gate up. It came right out when we had our emergency. This is my point of relationships. When you have an emergency, you call somebody out and they come without payment and they give us the service. We need to pay them the money, but they seem to think we shouldn't pay them. But they did the service already in our time. So now what do you do? So the concrete didn't fall on nobody. Somebody had to secure it because we don't do that. That ain't what we do up here. But this is my point that I keep trying to make to y'all. You can't keep not paying vendors. Other than that, y'all gonna have to do COD with everything we do here because ain't nobody gonna trust that we're gonna pay them their money in 2 weeks or a month. Nobody's gonna trust it. But yet come to another meeting to do this same thing for what? Nothing's getting done with them. Nothing. And it's sad that everybody can sit here and vote for something like that and be okay with not paying people. That much, I don't know how y'all pay y'all bills. I never seen this ever in my life. You still got to pay your bills. Other than that, your lights off, your gas off, your water off, if you don't pay.
The mayor of Dolton is facing eviction from her home. The landlord of Tiffany Henyard and Kamal Woods say they're behind on their rent.
I know this is a smear campaign, right? Smear campaign.
She and her boyfriend are being evicted from the house they rent in Dolton. Together, the couple makes more than $300,000, according to public payroll records. But their landlord says they're not paying the rent. She talked with Dane Placco.
Initially, I didn't want to go on camera, but right now I feel like I'm at wit's end.
Paul says things started to unravel this summer when she was forced to raise the rent by $200 to $2,400 a month because her property taxes went up again.
So with that, I had to equate that into the rent, and Kamal said that he couldn't afford it.
Did they pay for September?
No.
Did they pay for October?
No.
That's why you're trying to get them removed?
Yes.
Hull says not only are the couple thousands of dollars behind in rent, but they also changed the locks and garage door code so she can't get inside.
That much, I don't know how y'all pay y'all bills. I never seen this ever in my life. You still got to pay your bills. Other than that, your lights off, your gas off, your water off, if you don't pay.
Just pay your rent.
First, I want to commend Trustee Norwood, Trustee Tammy Brown, Trustee Kiana
Trustee.
Belcher.
Trustee.
The floor is mine, Mayor.
Trustee.
I want to commend
Trustee.
them for standing in here during these attacks.
Trustee.
No, the mayor does not want to hear
Trustee.
what you said. However,
This is why the meetings get out of order. Can you stay on track with what we're talking about, which is corporate bills? If you want to say your comment, you can say your comment after it's a motion and a second on the floor, Trustee. Trustee. Talk about the bills. What do you want to supersede and do?
But everybody was giving acknowledgement. So we want to talk about the bills and what the board has cut out. The bills are not being paid currently at this very moment.
I'm going to let you finish. You out of order, but I'm just trying to show y'all how y'all be so disrespectful. And y'all expect the respect to be respect. You out of order, Trustee. Stick to the facts. The facts is on the agenda. We're on corporate bills. Talk about the bills.
For State Bank, which is our police vehicles, the Durangos and the Fiats for Public Works. That bill was approved by the board in May of 2023. We received an email stating that those cars will be repossessed if we do not get any payment. that email had been communicated already. Nobody responded. So imagine my surprise, 7 months later, I get an email and I forward the email over like I do the other 15 that I've received. No response. And then come in here and say, oh, the board cut something out. I'm going over these construction, repaved all those streets. We're happy for that. Board approved that. June of 2023, they are owed $300,000. Just got an email 2 days ago about the police ammunition. Hasn't been paid. Overdue, December of 23. That hadn't even been presented to the board. So the board is approving what's needed. Another one, I'm getting calls about electricity, lights not being put on. Residents say the board hasn't approved it. MEAD, which is the light post. For those who are not getting their lights turned on, board approved that. September 2023. Lights still not on. MEAD still has not received the payment. At the end of the day, vendors are not being paid. Board approved it. The vendors are not being paid. I understand that everybody up there had to say what they were told to say. Brother Moore, you prayed us in on unity. You prayed us in, and it came with the most divisive speech I heard in my life. Don't pray for me no more.
And that's why I believe Jason is the best candidate for mayor. He's running with the slogan, Clean House 2025, which I think most of us can agree is exactly what that house needs, especially Tiffany, who definitely has to go. I also want to mention another person running for mayor, Cassandra Hobson-Jordan. Personally, I don't know much about her, but I did a little digging and found out that she bakes and caters events. She's also really into real estate, which has been her longtime profession. She did an interview on this channel, and I'll put that video up on the screen for you guys if you want to check it out and get a better sense of who she is. But that's all I'm going to say about her for now. Before we dive in, if you're a returning subscriber, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're new here and like what you hear, go ahead and hit that like button too. Okay, now let's get into Jason Kell shutting down Tiffany Henyard. Let's watch. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe.